Welcome to Scotting Hollywood Movies again. Holly is here with me today. We're talking one of Disney's movies before Disney became good. I'm just kidding, but
Before the Renaissance.
before the Renaissance, yes. So why should I worry? Well, if you're Oliver and Company, maybe just a little. Uh, Before Disney found its rhythm with The Little Mermaid and kicked off that glorious Renaissance, there was this funky, fuzzy, oddly fascinating little movie about a singing dog, a lonely kitten, and the mean streets of 1980s New York. That's what we're talking about today. Oliver and Company. Let's give you a synopsis first before we jump into what we're talking about. It's basically Disney's attempt to remix Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist, but instead of Victorian London, it's New York City, and instead of 1850s, it's 1988. And instead of street urchins and workhouses, you've got stray dogs, a lost kitten, and a soundtrack featuring Billy Joel. Uh, so Oliver is a wide-eyed orange kitten trying to survive in the big city. He's taken in by Dodger, a cool street dog voiced by Billy Joel, and his ragtag crew of animal misfits, all under the sketchy care of Fagin, down on his luck con man who owes money to a far more dangerous villain. It's all very Dickens by way of MTV, but not quite enough magic, I don't think. But let's start with with characters, or let's start with what you think first, Holly. What is your first impression? What is your first thing you want to talk about? And I'll just bounce off of that.
Um, Let me think. I love the fact that Billy Joel voices Dodger. As you know, we grew up with Billy Joel, listening to him, and I love him and I love his voice. So I just love the fact that he voices Dodger, and I think he does a really good job with the voice acting. And of course with the singing as well. And I love the song Why Should I Worry? It's
Mhm.
so upbeat. It's catchy. Yeah, you just find yourself like smiling and like kind of bobbing your head to the beat along with it.
Mhm.
I do think it's pretty cool that they got a few musically talented actors, voice actors to star in the film, including Bette Midler. Um, uh, Bette Midler voices Georgette, I believe, the
Mhm.
poodle, and
Yeah.
she does a great job. I love Midler. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
I do like Oliver. I think he's just I feel like even though the movie revolves around Oliver, it's like it's almost as if Oliver is not exactly the main character, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
You were gonna hit on some of the things that I was talking about, so I think that's a perfect transition. Disney has this ability to put the side characters as the best characters in the movie. And that goes all the way back to, Robin Hood and Peter Pan and all these other ones. And so uh it's the same thing in this movie. The side characters are hands down, they carry this thing. Dodger is the MVP. Billy Joel gives him that swagger and charm. I also love the song "Why Should I Worry." It's a great song, and you mentioned Bette Midler, the diva poodle, and struts through the movie like she's late to a fashion show, and she's a riot. Tito the Chihuahua, he's hyper, he's loud, he's hilarious. Francis the Shakespeare quoting bulldog I love him. Um,
Yeah, he's
so
great.
and even Fagin, voiced by Dom DeLuise, he's not one of the animals, obviously. He's a human, but he's oddly touching.
Yeah.
Because he's a con man, sure, but there's softness there. There's a vulnerability. He's probably the most emotionally complex character in the film, actually, I think. Uh,
I
but
think I would
unfor
agree.
but unfortunately, the actual leads are not quite so memorable, and that's what you were going in. Oliver is cute. He's like a plush toy at a Disney store. But beyond that, there's not much going on. He's kind of just there. And
Things happen to him instead
yeah,
of him doing things.
mhm, yeah. And Jenny, the little girl who adopts him, is sweet and kind, and also she's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a problem, obviously, because their bond is supposed to be the emotional core of the movie. But when the side characters have tons more personality and more movie stakes and more screen presence than your actual protagonists, you kind of start to lose the audience and you just want to get back to the side characters. So
Yeah.
you care more about Dodger getting another verse than Oliver getting a forever home. And that's not ideal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with Oliver and Jenny, yeah, even though they have these really cute moments, like when she's playing the piano and singing and these adorable little moments, yeah, there should have been more. There should have been more feeling to it. You should have really wanted Oliver to have this nice house, this nice family, this nice life. But yeah, I kept wanting him to stay with Dodger, to stay with
Yeah,
the other dogs, because even though they lived on the street, they really, truly cared for each other, and you could see that.
yeah, I agreed. Let's talk about music for a second. The songs in Oliver and Company are very 80s, obviously, being for the time. You've got Huey Lewis's Once Upon a Time in New York City that opens the movie. You've got Billy Joel's Why Should I Worry? And Bette Midler has one. I can't remember what it's called, but
It's like perfect to be me or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Here's the thing, though, and I know you love the music, but these feel like pop singles slapped on top of the movie, not songs that grow out of it.
That's
Uh,
fair.
and like Little Mermaid, part of your world is a literal cry from the soul. The Lion Circle of Life sets the tone for the entire film. Once the Renaissance hit, and you not only had the songs that were integrated within the movie, these ones in Oliver and Company feel more like music videos playing in the background. And
That's fair.
they're fun, but they're not character songs. They're also not sung by the. I mean, Billy Joel plays the character, I guess. So does Bette Midler. So maybe in that sense, but they hired pop stars to. Bette Midler was an actor too, but you know what I mean. Uh,
Yeah.
in Little Mermaid, the Jodie Benson was a Broadway trained singer too, and so. Uh, it's kind of like the best musicals are built from inside out on the song stage. Rather, here it just feels like they're testing the waters of how do we put music in here, and rather than build it from the core out on music.
Right. No, I get that. And I completely see where you're coming from. And I would even agree mostly.
Mhm.
Um, I do think that Midler's song uh is perfect for the movie and for her character.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, for the most part, I agree.
What else do you have on this movie that you want to talk about?
I forgot how dark this movie is.
Hmm.
In the very beginning, during the Huey Lewis's song, um, with Oliver and all, I'm guessing his siblings, all the other kittens, and everyone is adopting all the other kittens and not the orange one, and he's left alone, and just it was so sad. I was watching it with my family, and I was trying not to cry. I was like, this poor little baby kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't want to spoil it or ruin it, but the ending is at least the main
Mhm.
villain. That's pretty dark too.
It's dark. Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's definitely has a little bit of darker tones, and some of Disney's you forget how dark some of Disney's movies are, and that's one of them that kind of reaches that level. The last thing I wanted to mention was the animation. Obviously, when you're talking about cartoons, you got to mention the animation here. We're not talking performances. The performance is the artists, what they're doing, and so there are flashes of brilliance. I think the city is gritty. We talked about the darkness of it. It's kind of in a cool way. And Dodger's musical number really pops on the animation, where everything is kind of embroiled within that animation. Overall, though, I think the animation lacks the spark that would come just a year later. It feels like it's it's caught between two eras, really. One foot in Disney's past and the other one trying to step forward into something modern and bold, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, it felt like almost like a painting. Like
Yeah,
they had put modern animation over a painting.
sorry. Go.
Like,
What
um,
was the last thing you said?
I said it felt like they put like modern animation over a painting,
Hmm.
which was pretty, but it did feel kind of off a bit. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
did want to say that I thought it's super interesting. So this story is based off of Dickens'
Look.
Oliver. Um, and this movie was released on the 20th anniversary of the 1960s movie Oliver. So
Oh,
I thought that
okay.
was really interesting. Just a
Interesting.
little
Yeah.
bit side
I realize
trivia.
that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. The point that I was trying to make was it feels like this movie was written for live action and then just animated over it. Um, that's kind of what I felt about it. It again caught between two eras.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, all right, final grade. For me, I mean, if you're a Disney completionist or just nostalgic or for talking dogs and sunglasses and things like that, it's I'm gonna give it a B minus. What about you? I'm talking.
Um, I think I'm gonna give it a C plus.
Okay, that's fair. B minus C plus. Let's make the final grade at C at right at 80, right at 79.5. So
Sounds
okay.
good.
All right, that's Oliver and Company. So that's uh let's talk in the comments if you're into deep dives or animated classics or emotional breakdowns or animal sidekicks or whatever, it may be worth your time. Meanwhile, I'll be here just singing Why Should I Worry to myself. So catch you in the next one.